Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Today we're gonna jump into the Reddit of our trans and look at some trans memes. So let's jump into the video. And so this one's like the hypocrisy is a feature. They want everyone to know who the in groups are and who the out groups are. And it's got a picture of SpongeBob, and it's like Republicans refusing to prosecute the people that rape children with Epstein. Like, no, Republicans making laws to eliminate trans people. Yeah, because, that's their issue. They're like, oh, we have to deal with trans people. They might be happy and, like, living their life, and we can't have that. And so this one's like, poor thing, lol. I'm glad her child has such a nice mom, though. And so, anyways, she used the hashtag FTM, because thinking it meant first time mom. And she's like, sorry guys, I'm extremely uneducated and thought FTM meant first time mom. We'll be changing username in 7 days, but my trans friends are also welcomed, which is kind of cool because she's like, even though I made the mistake, I am definitely supportive of trans people. So if you want to follow, my TikTok, because I'm assuming this is on TikTok, she's like, you can go right ahead. I have no issue with that. And that's really cool. And it's like, I think this fits here, and it's like non-gender specific, and it goes pickles brined in Monster Energy. Last month I posted a meme of Monster Energy pickles that someone photoshopped. My lovely friend Karen makes pickles and brines some pickles in Monster for me. Let me tell you, I'm in flavor country, and that country is a failed state, and that this is a cursed flavor. I'm a fan of the White Monster and the Monster Manga Loca, or Loco. I can't think of which one it is, but yeah, that's funny. And I don't think I would want my pickles, in Monster Energy drink, brined in that. Because, I may like Monster Energy drink, but not that much. Like, not to that extent. Like, no. And it's like how it feels to voice train for the first time and not sound like your preferred gender. My body is a machine that doesn't work. Yeah, I get that. Because, like, even now with my voice the way it is now as a trans woman, I don't think it sounds like the way I want it to, but plenty of people said, oh no, your voice is fine, Tonya. And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. And this person's like, I've been clickbaited by an 1871 song, and the song is Cis und Trans. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that by Bart J. Bartmans. Yeah, and I could see how they've been clickbaited. They're like, oh, it's a cis and trans video. Oh, no, it's just an old song. But yeah. And it's transphobia mocking is the tag. And it says, I'm overwhelmed by their support. Right? And it's got like a generic SpongeBob, I guess. It goes, my wife's young trainees in everyday work life, And it goes, my wife's young trainees after hearing the boom of coworkers gossiping about her/us once they find out I'm transitioning. And like it's like a muscular SpongeBob that's about to whoop some ass. And the ass that muscular SpongeBob's about to whoop is those transphobes. That's awesome. Which is why the person's like, I'm overwhelmed by their support. That's cool. That's like really good, to have people there that are, willing to back you up. And it's like, do you think an average cis person could tell the difference? And it's like chasers after being mistaken for a trans ally. And it shows the one character from The Boys or something. I don't know. I don't watch it. But yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm that hero. Yep. When in reality, it's like, no. And it's like cosplay woes. And this person's like, now that I'm transitioning, I can cosplay as my favorite female characters. And then it's like, oh yeah, finances pop. Because the finances pop the bubble. And it's like, I just realized that I'm going to finally be going out as myself in less than a month and have done zero voice training or makeup practice. And then it's like, crap. But yeah, so I guess that's also what popped the, bubble there, if you will. Person said, mistakes were made, but I don't blame myself. Oh, hey, I'm trans and it hurts to be called bleep. So can you call me Charlie now? And the person's like, I support you. Can I call you bleep Charlie for a bit though? Just while I get used to the name? Sure. 4 years later, bloop Charlie. I should have never compromised. And yeah, I get it. Like, it's like, just call me by the name I told you. Like, and they're like, oh, well, can I just call you? No, you can't. Just call me by the name I told you is not my name. That name that you used to know me by is not my name anymore. So, I get this one. And, yeah, mistakes were made. But, you shouldn't blame yourself. That's on them for not, calling you by your name. And it goes, if I'm not real, why do I pay tax? And it goes, trans people fading from existence after transphobic people say they aren't real. And it shows that scene from Back to the Future where Marty McFly starts to disappear. But it's like, yeah, oh, I don't exist. Okay, bye. I guess I don't have to pay my taxes anymore because according to you, I don't exist. I mean, that's not what they mean when they say that, but that's what they're going to get, honey. And this person's like, sometimes we don't notice the changes. And it shows this girl, and she goes, I look so masculine. I'll never be a woman. And you know what? That's true. You don't notice the changes other people do. But, like, and you notice the other changes in your trans friends, you're like, oh, wow, you look great. But, like, when it comes to yourself, you're like, no, because of the dysphoria. And so you don't realize that you're starting, to look even better than before. Not that you ever looked bad in the first place. But, yeah, you don't notice the good changes and whatnot. But you notice it in other people because it's you and your dysphoria is like, no. But when it comes to other people, you don't have their dysphoria. So when you look at them, you're like, wow, you're looking amazing. And it's like, protect trans kids, right? And it shows this person sleeping. And it goes, transphobes, when one of them turns out to be a child molester, I sleep. Transphobe, when a trans kid wants health care, real shit. And they're like awake. And that is so true because how many of these transphobic politicians have turned out to be a child molester or rapist or something like even worse? Well, I don't know what it can be worse than that, but you get my point. They're like, oh, well, I'm transphobic. Well, I mean, they'll never say they're transphobic, but they'll be like, oh, I just feel this way about trans people because I'm worried about the children. And then you find out, and you're like, the record, and, like, there was that one politician, I can't remember, but, that doesn't really narrow it down because there's a lot of them. But, the transphobic male politician, you got him, talking all this crap, and then you come to find out, like, a few days later, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, now I'm on trial for being a child molester. It's like, I thought you were worried about protecting the children. Apparently not. You were just using that as a way to attack trans people when you really didn't care about the children or you wouldn't be molesting them. And it's like, how dare they? And it's like transphobes and TERFs when a trans woman asks them to use she instead of he. And it shows that scene from Pocahontas where, the settlers, well, I guess colonizers, not settlers. But anyways, and they're singing, savages, savages, are they even human? And it's like, yeah. It's like, I'm not going to treat you like a human now because how dare you ask me to use your proper pronouns? I can't do that because I'm going to treat you like an animal. Well, no, they don't treat people like animals. They treat them like something else entirely because they would treat an animal better. And this one's like L.A. Homer, and it goes, this year, give her back her trans rights. Yeah. Like, because, we want our rights back. I mean, for the, last several years, trans rights have been eroding in the United States, at least, and everywhere else as well. And, I mean, granted, this has been a long time happening because a lot of people like to say, oh, well, obviously the reason that trans people losing their rights is because of, Republicans. And it's like, no, honey, both parties, the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, are both right-wing parties. So they're both right-wing. They're both conservative parties. Just the Republican Party is far right and the Democrat Party is a centrist right party. And, I mean, if the Democrats actually cared about, trans rights from 2020 to 2024, they would have found a way to protect them. If they actually cared about bodily autonomy from 2020 to 2024, they would have codified Roe v. Wade. But they didn't because they don't care. They only care if it can get them votes. And so, yeah, when they can use those two issues to get people to vote for them in the next election, oh, they'll care about those then. But not when they could actually do something about it and protect people's rights. And so the context, real quick, that they give is scammers in India and Africa are using AI pinup girls, and they say that MAGAs are the easiest marks. Okay, so right, you have this, the troll guy crying and goes, trans women aren't real women. And then it shows him smiling and goes, wow, beautiful, can I see your feet? And it shows these pictures of fake women. These women that, the transphobes obsessed with are not real. It's, AI footage and AI pictures and whatnot that people in India and in Africa are using to scam, MAGA people out of their money. It's like, I don't think you would know what real women are, honey, because you're being tricked by AI, by scammers who are just getting using that fact that you're into that kind of thing, into right wing ideology, and that if that right wing ideology comes with a pair of boobs, you're like, oh yeah, and you're willing to, just throw your money at the thing, throw your money at the person, not realizing that they're just using your bigotry and your lust to make money off of you to pay for their college and to pay for other things. But, yeah, tell people again how you know what a real woman is. And it says, stupid mirror, non-gender specific. And it goes, me having a good day. And it shows a person thinking I'm behind. And it goes, bathroom mirror. And yeah, it does that. You're like having a good day. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. And in this one's like, in the house, we respect the flag. And it shows a trans flag folded up nicely. It goes, in this house, we respect the flag. Yeah, that's a flag I'm willing to salute. And it's like, gimme now. And it goes, what do we want? E. When do we want it? Immediately. Yeah, that is true. Trans women, we want the estrogen, the E, immediately. So, hand it over. This is a robbery. And this person, like, never been insulted by a discount in my life. Oh, more insulted by a discount in my life. And it's for trans femmes, is what the, tag is. And it goes, why the fuck do they charge me for the men's haircut like they're doing me a favor? Give me your damn pink tax. I deserve it. Because it's like, oh, you charged me less because you think I'm a dude. No, I want that damn pink tax. Charge me like the woman that I am. Are they stupid? I mean, yes, they are. But just roll with the joke. Transphobia is so stupid. Like, why are you afraid of trans people? They're so beautiful. That's, like, actually what it is because trans people are beautiful and they don't want to admit that they're attracted to trans people, so they're transphobic. Like, guys, for instance, don't admit that they're attracted to a trans woman because they're like, oh, but that means that I'm attracted. No, and then they get all freaked out. So yeah, that's the reason why that they are transphobic, is because they find us trans people attractive and they don't want to admit it to themselves that they find us attractive, so they get all transphobic and pretend that they're not attracted. But they are, honey. Big time. It goes, my fault, mom and dad. And it's like non-gender specific. It goes, but there were no signs. And it goes, wrong. I was just very good at hiding them. Yeah, that's true. And also, it's just because people don't realize certain things were signs. And so you look back and you're like, oh, shit. There was definitely signs that I was trans. Why didn't anyone notice it? So yeah, there's always signs. And it goes, me, and it shows like the person go for the ball. It goes, finally working on actually voice training consistently. And it goes, instantly getting sick and losing my voice with a sore throat. Yeah. And it's like JKKK Rowling protecting women. Anyone who doesn't look feminine enough. And you see the photo. And it's like, yep, that's definitely what she does. But yeah. And the thing is like one of the people that she was like, oh, this is not a woman, right? It was actually a cisgender woman that she was like saying wasn't a woman. Like, by the JK Rowling standards, which is like, if you're XY, you're this, and if you're XX, you're this, right? And then come to find out, the person that she was saying it about, Amani Khalif, I may be pronouncing that wrong, was a cisgender woman. But yeah, like, JK Rowling can't tell. But yeah, and this photo is like exactly like how it is when it comes to J.K. Rowling. She's like, oh, well, let me check. I want to make sure that you're a woman by my standards. And so it's like, it all makes sense. And it goes, since women live longer than men, does that mean if I take as much E as possible, I become functionally immortal? Yeah, that's exactly it. They just don't want you to know. And the transphobes figured out that that's how it works, and that's the real reason they're trying to keep you from E-girl. Is so you don't become immortal. I mean, probably not, but, it doesn't hurt to try. And it goes, a lot can happen in 5 years. And it goes, 5 years ago, I was some unhappy dude. Now I'm a happy lady relaxing at the pool. And yeah, a lot can happen in 5 years. So, don't sweat it. I mean, yeah, it looks bad now in, the way the world is right now when it comes to trans rights, but a lot can change in 5 years. And the thing is a lot of people that are cis really just could care less about the transphobic shit. They're like, when they voted for these politicians, they're like, is that all you're going to focus on? You promised cheaper everything, cheaper gas, no more wars and this, and you just keep on focusing on the trans people. That's not what I voted you in for. I could care less about all this stuff that you're making an issue. That to me is not an issue. It's like very few people that look at that as an issue. And it goes, using their own logic, transphobia mocking. Some transphobes use trans people who did something unforgivable to judge every trans person as if we all did it. Using that same logic, judging an entire group off of something a few people did. Every person responsible for the cruelest deeds in history that we know of are cis, like Hitler. Hitler was cis. So, according to their own bullshit logic, they're all responsible for those things. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure all the people that were responsible for, like, all the burning of witches and, everything that the Catholic Church did were cis people. Are we going to blame all cis people for that? No, of course not. It's fucking stupid-ass logic, but that's the kind of logic they use. So it's like, if you're going to blame all trans people for the actions of one trans person, then we can blame you for everything Hitler did. And, yeah, it just makes no sense. And it goes, got a notification, remind me of when I was an egg, right? And the person, it was in Reddit called male makeup. And it goes, advice on covering stubble. I shave frequently, and no matter how close I get, I still have enough dark stubble to be noticeable. Using some foundation concealer sort of works, but I can't cover it all up without looking caked on. Any advice? And the person goes, use a concealer or even lipstick with a red tint that cancels out the bluish undertones of stubble, then go over with a light foundation, right? And that, it was like from several years ago. And then the person recently commented, goes, oh, holy crap, I don't know why you commented on a 7-year post, but I made. But, wow, I completely forgot I was asking for makeup advice back then. Memories. I took an alternative route to get rid of the stubble, but I do appreciate the advice. They're like, yeah, I went a whole different route, so I don't have to worry about that stubble anymore. And it goes, well, if you say so. And it goes, my mom said I could be anything I wanted to be when I grew up, so I decided to be a girl. Yeah, I was told that as a child, that I could be anything I wanted to be grown up, and here I am. So, yeah, same girl. It's like you said, Mom and Dad, that I could be anything I wanted to be when I grow up, and this is what I chose. Not that they would approve, because, my parents are transphobic and bigoted and all kinds of other things, so they probably wouldn't approve, but I don't really care. I haven't talked to them for years and don't regret it. And it's got 2 buttons. It's like gender bend their original name or pick a completely different name. And it goes, trans people, pick in their new name. Yeah, because do I want to gender bend my actual original name, or do I want to pick a new name altogether? I gender bent my original name. That's what I did. So, I mean, that kind of narrows it down, even though I would prefer people not to know my dead name. But yeah, that's what I did, is I took my original name and I gender bent it. So that's what I chose. But, yeah, it was a hard choice because you're like, ooh, there's so many options, And this person's like, this is something I made with Ibis Paint X a few days ago. The goat PNG is from Google. And it goes, not your fucking scapegoat. Yeah, quit blaming trans people for everything that's wrong. We're not responsible for the economy. We're not responsible for people, being sexually assaulted. We're just not any of the issues that's going wrong in the country at all. So quit using us as your scapegoat because you don't want to find any real solutions to those problems. And it goes, look like faces back in the menu. It's like every time Caitlyn Jenner and Blair White are around conservatives. And it's like, yep, yeah, that is true. Because they're like, oh, no, we're just like you. Totally. Yeah, whatever. And then when they are, and they're being, bigoted towards their fellow trans people, the right-winger conservatives throw them under the bus. And it's like, are you shocked that Caitlyn Jenner was all upset at Donald Trump? She's like, I thought he had my back. It's like, no, honey, you threw us under the bus. And of course he's going to throw you under the bus because he doesn't like you. And it's like funny because they don't like to do either, right? Oh, it's funny because they don't like to do either. And it's like conservatives, while watching trans porn, deciding whether to gender the woman correctly or be gay. They're like, oh, well, I don't like that, but I can't gender her correctly either. Which one should I do? And it's like, if it only was that easy. And it goes, training manual tips. Unhappy with who you are? Change your appearance and voice in the customization chamber. It's that easy. Oh my god, if life had a customization chamber and you could just go in and change it, and be like, there you go, that's perfect how I look, and you could just go back and change it at any time you wanted, that'd be fucking cool. Because then everybody wouldn't have to do the HRT or the surgeries and stuff. They'd just go to customization chamber and boom, done. You know? Every day I wish I was a girl. I wake up and I'm still not a girl. Yeah, I mean, that before, I came in as a trans woman, that was like, yeah. It's like, still not yet. And the girl's like, thank you for changing my life. And then it's like Swedish shark noises. It's plaha. Hell yeah. And it's like expression. Gender identity, woman. Gender expression, fuck you. Yeah, I like that one because, like, you know what? Fuck you. That's my expression, bitch. Quit asking questions. Quit trying to fit me into your little box. I didn't break out of one box to be shoved into another one. And it's like, why the fuck is it always an attack helicopter? And it's like, transphobes. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I identify as an attack helicopter? And it's like, yeah, it's the same joke. They don't have any, like, new jokes. It's just the same joke over and over again and over. And it's like, it's not funny. It's lame. Come up with something better. I mean, they can't because it's the same shit every time. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. Tell me in the comment section of what you thought of any of this content. I'd love to hear your feedback. So in the comment section, tell me what you thought of any of the video and the content that I reacted to. And if you want to see more of this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Or you can hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to join the Fox Den. Anyways, thank you for watching. As always, check the description bar down below for any of the links and stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching. I've been your host, Tonya Kitsune. I'll see you in the next video.
We are every single star, still here. Trans women, trans men, non-binary and free, still here. You can legislate the document, but you can't legislate me, still here. SB 14442 weapons in one bill, double barrel, double threat. Invalidate the IDs and ban the bathrooms, make them sweat. Now any stranger on the street can sue a trans person for a $1,000 fee, just for suspecting, just for looking. That's a bounty hunter regime. Use the restroom twice in the wrong place. That's a civil